close map 1. We are now ready for map 2 in this best of 3 series. Elimination is potentially on the line as CLG go up 1-0. Tempo Storm have to battle back on Cobblestone because on Inferno they lost out, but it was a close one.
It was a very, very close match between the two, and I think CLG, could have had a little more rounds, made a little mistakes here and there, lost a couple 2-on-4s, something you never want to see ever.
Never.
Hopefully they can learn from those mistakes, and as well as Tempo Storm, they need to bring that AWP out.
Yeah, definitely. Also, when you're thinking about a map like Cobblestone, if you can have Landon go rotate back and forth without AWP, he could be a real pain in the neck for the CLG guys. The question is, are they going to have that economy going? Is he going to make the same mistakes as he did the last time around, buying armor, buying utility when he probably should have saved? And CLG, how are they going to do here? Because last time these two teams played, CLG smashed Tempo Storm. It was online. It was for the IM New York qualifier. This is on LAN. It's been some time. It's been a little over a month since that result, so definitely Tempo Storm could have learned a lot. They could have a lot of anti-strats for that game, but are they going to be able to carry it out? Are they going to be eliminated? Of course, they are the team that many probably thought would go out first in this tournament. Now it's kind of their turn to battle it back to show all the doubters wrong. Yeah,
in Tempo Storm, they have some replays that they can watch from yesterday against CLG because they lost in a close match to Renegades and on this map as well. And, you could look at some of the tendencies, like one of the things that CLG kept trying to do that could have been maybe contribute to the loss against Renegades if they kept sending 1 or 2 people down the drop area, and Renegades countered that perfectly. So if CLG keeps doing that, and Tempo Storm knows this, then this could be a tough game for CLG.
See how it all works out as we are ready to jump in towards Cobblestone. And as I said before, this is elimination on the line. If Tempo Storm lose this map, they are out of the tournament. It's a rough format, but it's also a fair format.
Hey man, sometimes you just have to get knocked out.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to come to play every single map you play.
Exactly.
And you need to get that perfect scenario and where you can take maps off every single team in order to make it into the playoffs. But quick push coming out through mid. Kotler then, perfect positioning, takes down 3. Finesse with another one, and now Tatarsin all alone on the complete opposite end of the map. Cutler's 3K pretty much won them that round.
He didn't get the memo. He's at the B bomb site while his team's dead in A. Tata not paying attention to the pistol strat. Yeah, just having a good time over there.
That looked kind of weird. Definitely some like thought behind that madness, but for this round it's hard to see it.
Well, it's hard when anything goes right if the other person on the team, 1 bullet's 3 people. That's never a great sign. And so I'm sure he was just going to flank late. But hey, it only works if you're kind of winning the round.
Let's see here. Kotler is still on the lookout for that 4th frag. Tatarsin. He's just running out the clock here. Making sure that CLG doubt themselves. And now they're actually changing up. Okay, they have scouted the B bomb site. Nothing's there. Tatarsin now tuck it into the corner. Just hoping to survive. Lets one cross. Goes for that second. Taken out by Kotler. He does get that pistol 4K and CLG go up 1-0.
I'm glad they didn't lose a 1-on-5. A couple 2-on-4s. Okay, we're going to let it slide. You won the map. But a 1-on-5 on pistol? Ooh.
That's unforgivable.
It might be the limit.
Really nice play.
Look at that.
That's just perfect.
Not 3-1 shots, but
very close.
It was still pretty good. Still pretty good shots by Kotler.
Yeah, we almost saw the same thing yesterday with Keeve, I think it was, in that stairwell position where he also took down 3 players. I think it was not 1 shots, but very close as well. Always nice to see this kind of USPS pistol rounds where the USP just shines.
The USP always shines on LAN. I feel like even in the old 1.6 days, the USP was one of the best pistols on LAN. It's ridiculous.
Talking about pistols, Desert Eagles are being purchased. Game version that I played a lot, Source, the Deagle was pretty much the best weapon in the game. So always glad to see that being brought back.
You're expected to win rounds if you got Deagle armor and Source.
Yeah, just the Deagle Eco, a 50-50 chance of winning. That was how it was back in the day. Now, drop play coming in from Tempo Storm. Let's see how they're going to play this. CLG, they know that something is coming. FNS has rotated back. And they're kind of giving them the space at this point. Just holding a defensive angle, and that's the way to do it. FNS, 1, 2, 3. Kotler steals a 3rd. Bomb has been dropped. And the round should be over now, unless Shiz can come in with some magic. Desert Eagle in hand, takes down the first one, knows where the bomb is, knows there's a second guy there as well. Sees him, now has the information. 1v3. Should not be able to win this, but let's just see.
Guess you just never know with CLG these days.
Just never know. Right, trying to not make any noise here. Shiz just edges his way in and will be taken out. Close range Kusta. 2-0 for the North American side, mixed with a little bit of exotic Australian.
Nice shot by FNS to fall back and let his teammates help him out. Because if he would have died right away, it could have been a way different round. But him repositioning, able him to get 2 kills, and then Cutler the third. Very good job, very clean by CLG.
And that's kind of the decision you have to make, because I feel like drop room is the worst thing to hold, or the hardest thing to hold as Cutler goes down in middle. But that drop room is so hard to hold, so sometimes you just have to make the conscious decision of rotating back, knowing that you cannot hold it, and holding a defensive angle, so if they push out and trying to go into connection, you can at least shut them down there.
And CLG decided to go full potato this round, and just, you know, pushing everywhere, getting out-aimed by pistols when you have rifles and submachine guns, so...
Yeah. A little bit shaking my head at this round. Of course, I'm not the expert here, but as long as you agree with me, I think it's okay.
You know, I think CLG wants to make this map close, okay? I mean, obviously, if this was too easy, it might hurt them in the long run, because obviously they want to struggle. This team needs to struggle if they want to win.
It's all a question of the storyline, man. Like, CLG, they need to have close games at all points.
They're too good. Yeah. They're just too good.
So, Ethan and Kusta remaining, as Ethan just plays on his own, and Kusta is allowed to take that one frag, and now 2v2. UMP45 Shiz is on 3k so far in this round, but the big flank coming in from Ethan. As the bomb is on Shiz. Has to make it an ace with the UMP45. Does not get it. Nice headshot though, Kusta down to 8 HP. Very close to getting that round, but nonetheless.
Nice recovery. Nice recovery by CLG. That was a close one. I mean, that's something you don't want to see every single map, is random lost buys that you should be winning.
That push into mid from Cutler, or the shot basically from the CZ75 mid, was special.
Yeah, I could kind of see the idea, but after he spotted at least 2 to 3 people, he should have not forced that angle. He should have just got that information and fall back. Because I like the initial move. Take a shot, see if there's people there.
That
you know they have pistols. Well. Okay, that's great. But you stood there in a you got that cement feet, Cutler. You gotta, you gotta put on your running shoes.
That's a nice one, cement feet. Haven't heard that before. But here we go. All in 4 A4s for the CLG side. Cutler and the boys. Kusta, close range, does get one, but actually does kill his teammate. Technically, Cutler not hitting those shots, and Kusta a bit too late to get that peek. Does trade 2 for 1 though, so in the end it all works out.
Calculated.
Calculated risk.
And the HAZ is trying to make something happen here at this B, but Nadi's kind of set up here for, if he sneaks it, it's been a Molotov. Oh no, it misses the corner, so Nadi's safe for now.
Kusta taken out by DZT as he pushes perhaps a bit too aggressively into the mid. That area is already controlled by the terrorist, so it's a risky play. Landed just completely open shot on Finesse, who does not think about checking that long area. So it kind of feels like they're not aware of how much map control they have given up on towards this A bomb site, and just leaves it open, peeking other angles. And that's a very, very, very hard mistake to make.
Yeah, that push by Kusta was a little too aggressive. They didn't even take the bomb site yet, and he's already trying to flank super fast. You gotta be a little more patient there.
Still doable here, 2v2. Ricky and Ethan, they have done it before. Kid on Ethan, so if Ricky come in and open this, there's a possibility, but now it's all on Ethan. He sees the one player has smoke and flash. There's a possibility to smoke the bomb off. He wants to go for that. He has to win the duel first with at least one of the players. He goes in for the close range. He does hit that shot, but taken out in the end by Landon. Nice round from the Brazilian, double kills it up. And Tempo Storm, first round on the board.
Yeah, first round on the board in a 4-on-3 or a 3-on-4 situation in favor of CLG. And I think when Kusta pushed and obviously died on the flank, Landon was already in the halls, so I think that's why I caught FNS off guard in the timing. He didn't expect him to be there that quickly. So Landon was being a little sneaky snake up there.
Sneaky snake. As we do have a round of pistols coming in, the economy for CLG not very strong after that loss. Now, Landon edging his way in, trying to make this play happen with his teammates. Nice frag coming in from him, and now also cleaning up onto that bomb site. Perfect take. Only up against pistols, but still the way that they peek those angles at the same time is very nice. Smoke coming in for CT as well.
It's always nice not losing a gun on the eco,
Yeah.
you know, especially when you get easily 3-4 kills. Makes your life a little less stressful.
Yeah, there's always that risk, like when you're playing against TZ-75's close range, you can just lose that straight up 1v1. Doesn't happen this time around.
You know, you get that feeling like you want to break your keyboard every time you get killed by a CZ.
Yeah,
That's what happens to me, at least, personally.
that has happened a lot of times to me.
It's like I hit him in the head with the M4.
Don't even... I'm getting angry just thinking about it. Cutler, though, trying to see if he can find someone rotating his way, but of course, the remaining terrorists have rotated all together, holding off, making sure they bring their weapons into the next round. Tempo Storm on a second now. CLG are going to be on a buy here, but it's not a good buy.
Yeah, definitely a wonky buy with some umps, some FAMAS, and one up on Kusta. Not really glass cannon, but even with the wonky buy, they managed to favor utility over a rifle, and I like that idea because a map like Cobble and CT side,
Yes.
we mentioned before that you need Molotovs, you need utility to stop, slow down rushes, to counter nade. Because I feel like this map's all about baiting other people's nades. Who has the more nades when you execute or take a bomb site?
Ethan, the only one with the kit. Hopefully that's not going to be the play that decides around. As he's tucked away in the corner. Ricky sitting here down at Broken Wall if they decide to push in long, but nothing saying that just yet. Tempo Storm slowly rotating away. After initial presence towards B, they are now grouping up for an A hit.
Yeah, all 5 people in Tempo Storm aren't in this area. CLG, they do have 2 people A with FNS kind of hanging out in this connector area, so he'll be able to fast rotate if anyone is spotted by Cutler and the A-Bug boys. And SHC already takes out Cutler. Now they're going to make their way towards middle. Kusta even things up with the AWP, but he's stuck here. And what do you guys call that place? Because I call it something that I probably shouldn't say.
Okay, then we'll just skip that for a bit. Kusta, let's see if he can peek out. Ricky and the boys actually getting a bit out time with the flashbangs here, but Tarzan taking out Kusta now. 3v3 bomb is going down, but look at Ethan. He's just pushing in relentlessly, but will be taken out. Now 2v3 retake. And stock once again. Ricky has to come in, grab that AK, and potentially bring it back into this round. The kid has been dropped. Oh, it's Ethan that had that, so it's towards long. Picked up now by Ricky. Landon, nice shot, just lining it up. Ricky now 1v2, knows the position of one of the players, can guess where the second one is. It's going to be hard though. Has to push around him. He goes for it, but only does damage to both of the players. And another round coming in from Tempo Storm. As they have, well, after losing the first 3 rounds, now reset themselves and tied it up 3-3.
Nice post plant by Tempo Storm and Landon playing those angles really nicely, very patiently, working around his teammates, and you know that's something you want to see on a consistent basis. That you know he kind of knows what he's doing. I
kind of feel like Landon is stepping up here because, as we all know, they lost Destiny, of course, to Immortals, and they needed another player to step up into that star role. And I feel so far Landon has actually been that player for them, and it's always nice to see someone stepping into that role.
He's been hitting some nice shots these last 2 days, and especially with the AWP. But as we see this map specifically, his AK is actually on point as well.
Booster, not going to get anything out of that. Tatarsin doubles up, and only 3 pistols remaining here for the CT side. This is not a round they're expecting to win, because it's always nice to do some damage. Only 1 kill in so far. DCT with a huge flank, taking down 2 players, easy peasy. As Ethan is the last man standing of this CLG squad. Might get frag here. As he takes down DZT, picks up a weapon as well, and now in big danger as he's taken out, just rolled off by the terrorist side. Tempo Storm also rolling off onto round number 4 now. decent economy behind them. Only one of the players lacking, that's DCT on 2.1, but the rest of the team sitting around 6k as well. So good money on the Tempo Storm side. CLG buying up finally, but you can see they're spending all of the money. Kusta has no utility. They once again only have one kit, so it's not the perfect buy for them.
Yeah, not a perfect buy at all. And so they have to rely on Kusta to really make an impact this round. He has an AWP. He is the top fragger of CLG right now. But this is a very important round. They don't want to start losing too many rounds on their CT side, because we saw last night that CLG was the stronger, their stronger side was CT. Their T side was very lackluster, and so they want to get as many rounds as CT to feel comfortable going into this next half.
And this is one of those rounds that they just have to win. They have to at least now just shut down the economy for once of Tempo Storm and get back into the groove of things, tie the game up. And then in the next round, they can get full utility and kind of play off that instead. We need to hit some shots here. We need to get some, well, not really openings, as more as shutting down the pushes when they come in from Tempo Storm.
And you can see Tempo Storm starting to work the drop area. They're going to send 2 people over here, and I think Ethan just smoked out the drop, and it kind of delays the take just a little bit to where it enables CLG to get a little more ready, and Nadi takes out 1. But 2 exchanges by both teams, and now look at Tempo Storm just turn it around instantly.
That was a couple of wonky sprays coming in there from CLG. Ricky definitely should have had that kill, but eventually gets shot down, and now it's all on Cutler. 1v3, no kit, 1 flashbang. And this is such a hard round to win for him, so
I think saving the gun would be the obvious choice in this situation, because Tempo Storm have been very patient on their post plans. They're not over peaking too much. As I say that, Tata is going to be over peaking.
Of course.
It's just how it works.
But yeah, that's how it is in these kind of situations. You have that kind of, in a 1v3 or in a 2v4, you have this kind of magical window of maybe 5-10 seconds. If you get a peak there, if you get a kill, you can try and go for the retake. If not, you definitely got to stay. Look at that shot, though. Shears just taking him out, and he's smiling. He's having a good time. Looking way better than on the first map. And now they're on a 2-round lead, 5-3. Money's looking decent as well, 13k on landing. On the CT side of CLG, they're all around that 3.5k mark, and that means that they can buy a couple of pistols, but a force buy here would not be good, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm in CT side. You could go with the force buy pistols. That meant they already lost 5 rounds in a row, so they got that bankroll, if they keep losing. And they do have a kind of lot of money, so I wouldn't be surprised if I would see the pistol armor. Kusta, though, will not buy force armor. I want him to save as much as possible so he can have at least, some head armor, utility, and the up. So nade CZs for multiple people.
This is kind of the buy you expect in this kind of round. Buying down to that around 2k mark, the AWP player saving his money to get that orb in the next round. So pretty standard stuff from CLG, but they need to bring out something more than standard stuff in the next round, because now they're kind of losing momentum, losing tempo to Tempo Storm, ironically. And this one is going to be hard to win. The next one is going to be even more important. Here we go, S1 coming in. Smokes have been landing towards that bomb site. S1 actually getting shot down by Ethan, and now this is a great chance. They have a couple of CT players on this bomb site. One is rotating, so almost a full CT team towards this B bomb site. The Terrorists have to hit their shots now, as they're trying to make their way in. Shears with another one. Landing with the orb, watching that highway, speedway position, and they're just shotting them down long range. And that's where the CZs kind of fall to the ground. If you're going to challenge long range against the AKs, you're going to have a bad time.
Yeah, very smart by Tempo, to have they heard pistols, they knew they were saving, so play the range game. Stay in the platform. It's a very hard shot to hit as a pistol. Even with a rifle, it's a hard shot because you just see the tips of their heads. And so Tempo Storm playing that smart, trying to minimize as many deaths as possible.
Here we go. The buy coming in from CLG, double upset of Ricky and Kusta. Both will be getting that sniper rifle. And this is the round they need to win in this first half to turn this around. If they lose this one, Tempo Storm's going to be on 7 and probably also 8. It's a hard way to come back. It's
never great to having to know that you need at least 7 rounds as a T on any map, even if it's even Dust 2. I get a little, no, actually not Dust 2. I expect at least 10 on Dust 2 T side.
But yeah, I agree with that sentiment. CLG needs to get something going right now, or else we're going to be looking at a third map in this one.
Yeah, and Cobblestone really bringing it on Cobble, and Ricky gets Molotov just a little bit. He's able to readjust on this platform, but Tempostorm does not take advantage of that, and so Ricky just gets right back into position.
Yeah, making noise towards drop with DZT, and now the whole team is rotating on towards this A-bomb side. Kotler and Kusta actually playing this one in unison, but they're stacked up, so they're only focusing towards long at this point. So if they, let's say, let one player go out long and the rest comes out mid, this is going to be very hard. But as I say that, they actually rotate back, so the mid presence was only to kind of bait the play that they were going A. They're now setting up for the B push with 35 seconds to go.
As you see here, Tempostorm started flash. Ricky takes out S1 right away, so CLG knows it's going to be a B take. Nani taking out DZT, and Landon hitting a nice shot on Ricky. Kind of, a little TK, a miscommunication on Landon. And Tata taking out Ethan.
Very hard position for Ethan to be in. He kind of needs his teammates to hold one of the angles, and none of them were really hold. The time is now working in favor of the CTs. Landon now all alone taking out. Finesse doubles up at the end of that one. And finally, CLG gets something on the board. They took it down to the last 10 to 5 seconds before that actually came in, but still, nonetheless, it works out. CLG with another round.
So questionable move by Tempo to come back to B.
Yeah.
Because usually if your game plan is to eventually, you know, maybe make noise A and then fall back to B, you want to have control over either drop or platform area. As you see, a lot of them went towards that platform, and Ricky was just sitting there with an ult, having a good day.
And DZT, he was the guy who could have dropped into drop, ironically, and gotten something done there, but he just was content with making noise and rotating back, so didn't really sell that first push enough. And then when they wanted to go over and make noise on A, it kind of felt like they didn't have time or didn't want to spend the utility, so that, like, no rotation happened for CLG, so they just stood their ground on that B-bomb side. Ricky on the platform did a good job. Could have maybe hit one more shot, but in the end they take home the round.
So here Tata's got legged by Ricky early in the round, and so Tempostorm just slowed down a little bit, and looks like Tempostorm's gearing up to work towards this middle. But CLG, they do still have 2 people in this A bomb side. Cutler getting flashed out, does spot them in the middle. Gonna go for this pop flash.
See if the timing is correct. He goes for the first one, gets the spray, almost down for the second one. A Ricky close range, really nice with the orb. He's being pressured from left and right, but holding the position, flash coming in. And that flash actually, I thought he was going to make Tatasen hold back for a second, but he does peek out. Kusta with the revenge though, landing all alone, 1v3 with the orb. CLG should not be able to lose this. And they won't.
I hope. There we go. There we go. Right. CLG, they kind of figure out what Tempostorm's doing now, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tempostorm might call a timeout. Even though they have 6 rounds of T, I mean, you started a nice, pretty run, and so you want to keep adding as much rounds as possible. It's always, I guess that's the point of the game, to win, so timeout's good.
But I kind of feel like this is where Tempostorm get tested again, because we talked about this. They are good in streaks. They are not really good at resetting themselves if they lose a round, if they lose 2 rounds. Then they're going to let go of a bunch of rounds instead. And I feel like if they can kind of show us that they can actually do this reset, and now after losing 2 rounds, they can bounce back into the game. They have a very bright future for them in this series. They can actually maybe bring this to a map 3. If they get shut down completely now, and we see a 9-6 half for CLG, I think it's going to be very hard for them to step back into the game.
Yes. You see here, Tempostorm will be doing the 5 rifles. No up on Landon. And so we're going to see what kind of setup they're going to choose to do with. It looks like it's going to be a pretty standard default. 3 towards middle, and then 2 kind of holding the B pushes, making sure that, you know, no shenanigans are happening over here at the CLG side.
And the choice to not have an orb on Landon in this round actually is a conscious one, because one of his teammates had enough money to potentially drop him. So this kind of tells me that they have something or they should have something special in mind. I said that on Inferno as well, and then nothing happened. But I kind of feel like that has to be the train of thought when we're doing something like this. When you have a player who can play that orb role and you have the money for it, if you choose not to do it, that's because you have to have something else, something special lined up.
And slowly, Cobblestorms will be taking this halls. But Cutler is kind of set up in a pretty good spot. So I'll be dependent on this bait by Ricky and Cutler. We'll see who peeks first. Oh, that's just unfortunate for Cutler, getting the jumping AK, and then Tata taking out Ricky. And now Cobblestone coming back in this round. 3-on-5 situation.
Finesse on the back of the bomb side. Landon is completely ready for that. He picked up the AWP from the CT player and then took out the position. Ethan now coming in with the revenge frag, but it's all on Ethan now 1v4. There's no chance he's going to be able to clutch this. We talked about it. Tempo Storm now bringing it back after losing 2 rounds in a row, restabilizing with, let's say, like maybe CLG overextending themselves a bit towards a long A, and they take advantage of it, but it works out anyways. And if it works out, if it's good, there's no need to try and fix it. And
it's super unlucky that Landon, or it's super unlucky for Cutler that Landon jumped, one-shotted him with an AK. So, but the initial setup by CLG, I think Ricky should have been
he should be
the
baiter.
The baiter for Cutler. I know you guys. It's always mind games trying to make things up, because at the high level meta, it's all about what they think I'm doing and blah blah blah. And but I think against, as you say, against teams that are lower than you, I mean, because you know Cobblestone is up and coming and whatnot, and you just want to keep it simple. Don't overthink everything. It gets you in trouble.
Definitely. Pop flash coming out there. Nice play coming in from FNS, grabbing the weapon. That's at least the idea behind it. As he takes down the frag. Actually pushing in Landon now with the Molotov in hand. He's actually going to get knifed. FNS with the humiliation play. Taking out Landon. Grabbing the AWP for himself. Kusta does get the AK. Pretty sure they're going to switch that around at some point.
Yeah, get that AWP to either Ricky or Kusta, because they can be explosive with it. I mean, I don't know, FNS could probably AWP, but I'd rather have Kusta do it.
Cuddle on the back of the bomb site will take down D-Set-T. Bomb is now dropped, and they know this. CLG on the back of a pistol buy. Surely making this round theirs. Tatarsin on an impossible mission here. Does get the first one. Kind of curious why there was no one to revenge that instantly. But they have the two-man set up there, so it's no problem. Kusta with the AK does finish off the round, and CLG 1 round closer to tying this up.
Yeah, huge turnaround for CLG. Winning that kind of weird, I don't think he was even know. They had a couple pistols here and there, but Cobblestone, I think Landon in a weird spot all by himself and then pulling out a Molotov. You know, it's never a good thing.
It's a tough position to be in right now. Tempo Storm Bank not looking too good. They have invested almost all of the money into this one. CLG with Ricky on the AWP. Kusta deciding to stay on the AK for now. And Tempo Storm, how are they gonna take this one back? Because if they lose this, they're gonna be on pistols, and CLG will be allowed to catch back up on up, potentially get those 8 CT rounds.
Ricky, though, he's not in a good spot with an AWP right now. He's just kind of holding connector, so he's not being more of an impact AWPer. He's just kind of watching just in case they drop down Ricky. I think he just spotted one drop down. Misses a shot as D-Set-T takes out Ethan. Ricky getting caught off guard here and having a battle here in connector.
That was not a good situation at all. He was actually supposed to be spotting for people dropping. He did not see the first man dropping and only saw the second one. And that kind of opens the whole thing up. Kind of small mistake, but look at that. What goes on? S1 with a single frag, eventually shut down by Kusta. As it said, Tatarsin now.
Oh, this could really ruin up CLG as Tata's taking the bomb towards A. I say it secretly because I feel like I'm in the position of the bomber and I'm sneaking on in this bomb site.
Gauntlet does see that smoke, but waits for his teammates.
Well, that didn't work.
Yeah, mute button doesn't work.
There you go.
There we go. Got the sneeze in.
There you guys. Well, bless you.
Thank you.
There you go. And
tried to conceal it. Didn't work, of course. Always great.
It's okay. We're all humans, okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
We all go to the bathroom. We do. We're not robots.
We're not robots, that's true. Maybe we're in a simulation, no one knows.
That's a whole nother story. And for a whole nother time. But CLG winning the round. Looking like they're in trouble as Ricky was in a weird spot, but the TK, it's always nice to have if you're the other team. TKs are much encouraged. If you ever play against me, I encourage you to TK.
Just giving you the small gift of a TK.
Yeah, you know,
nice to get.
It's always nice.
All right, now last round of the first half. UMPs, AK, and a CZ75 for Landon. On the other side of things, CLG, all the money in the world. They can get the perfect setup and should be able to bring this magical 8th round home on that CT side. And they struggled in the beginning, but now they've come back. Codler in a hard position, will be peeked out, but no, actually does survive. Smoke goes down, could have taken that second frag as well, but kind of whiffed the spray in the end. No matter, he has held it. SHZ able to get in and get Kusta in that kind of angle. I was 90% sure that Kusta had that one on lockdown.
Yeah, he was positioned for it. He had the one up, but just got outshot by UMP.
That's life sometimes.
That's life. And FNS, though, he's camping this bomb site. It's a good spot, but Tempo Storm's not really committing towards this A just yet. So FNS has no information to tell his team other than they're not planning.
Yeah, and I think S1 on this bomb site here to go with FNS in 10 seconds time or something. He's going to push in, make a lot of noise. The rest of the team are going to go B, but they're still yet to decide. They're actually rolling away from B at this point.
Tempo Storm might be overthinking this just a little too much. You have the man advantage. You want to use the numbers as Ethan takes out DCT, who's way out here by the B bomb site, and this is going to tell that they're going to be hitting this A bomb site.
Yeah, S1 is way too static in this kind of position. Finally, Finesse goes down, but this leaves it down in a 2v2 basically in the low HP. Both of the players on the T side have not gotten the bomb down yet. Molotov on Ricky and kill on both of them, and there goes the Molotov. 2 seconds too late. Could have done way more damage, but doesn't do it in the end. Now SHZ 1v1. Ricky with the AWP. He's not going to get anything done. Shiz coming in with his frag number 17 as Tempo Storm will take round number 8 and win that first half.
That round looked like it could have been in CLG's favor, but SHZ winning a nice 1-on-2. Showing, look at him go. He's just stepping up this map, being a big force in a lot of the rounds that Tempo Storm was winning. And so, I mean, you can't be too upset about, 8 rounds on T-side Cobble. Some say could be more of a T-side map. Yep. But it always depends on the team.
Yeah.
And CLG generally has a pretty solid CT side.
I think that's one of the things in general with CLG as a team. There are very few specific weak points in their maps and in the setups. It's just like a general level, they are a bit sometimes they fall to the curse of consistency, where you'll be able to have decent results on every single map, on every single side, but you're kind of missing that extra 10% that allows you to go above and beyond, like a team like SK, FaZe, or Astralis. We all know they can go above and beyond. CLG, I'm kind of still missing that from them, which is kind of one of the reasons why I'm still having a hard time seeing them being in a final in a tournament like this, because they just lack that.
And you're asking for that extra 10%. It's all mental and confidence to actually have that. Like you watch SK, they go crazy. They push, you think they're ludicrous, but it works.
Yeah, the same Astralis working with the mental coach have been for a long time now. That whole mental game is so important in CS, and now Tempo Storm, they have maybe a bit of an opportunity here to get into the heads of CLG if they can take this pistol.
You see here, HSC gets spotted early in that B push and gets pushed back to the platform, and it looks like the smoke is going to bait Tempo Storm so good. They're all over rotating the A immediately, and S1 takes out Finesse.
Oh, that's so nice.
Oh man, that's going to disrupt the take, but guess what? It's a fake towards B.
Doesn't matter how good you are on A bomb side if the bomb is going to get planted on B. Ricky finally stepping into the fray with his frag number 6. Ricky doubles up this time around. Pistols working wonders for him. DZT trying to come in close range, but will not end up pushing it. And this is leaving his teammate on the bomb side alone. Ricky trying to take the round home all on his own. Has 3 frags already, has to ace it up in order to get this round for CLG, but the fuse is already coming in. He's actually tapping off it. But finally, the frag comes in. DZT finishes it.
Huge pistol round by Tempo Storm. And a nice trap by CLG. If S1 didn't hit those 2 shots in the halls, I think that would have been CLG's round for sure, because Tempo Storm bit that A fake really, really well.
Nice to see Ricky come back into the game. He was sitting at 5 frags before the second half and now picks up 3 in the pistol. Not enough to win the round, but still great for his confidence to kind of get back into the game.
Yeah, I mean, on this team, Ricky is known, you know, to be a killer.
Yeah.
He frags and does well, and this tournament so far he's been kind of quiet. I'm thinking if it's a mental thing here, we know he can do it. He just has to have the confidence to do it.
That's one of the reasons I was very excited when that transfer happened for Ricky coming into the CLG team, because I felt like that was a team where he could be the star, where he could be every single game the guy they looked to just get off, and he would be given the space and the help to be that kind of role. But in this game and so far in this tournament, we haven't really seen a lot of that. But as you say, we know he can do it. Like, it's not because we haven't seen it before. We've seen it plenty of times before, also in different teams. So he just needs to get onto that normal level, and that's of course easy to say. There's a lot that goes on in the mind of a CS player. Kind of can stop that from happening. Shears taking that spray. His teammate helping out as well, shutting down this ramp. Well, not ramp, plateau play. There we go.
There you go, and HFC peeks onto Ricky and takes him out. 2-on-5 situation with just a couple of pistols on CLG.
Here we go. Finally being shut down. As Landon finished. Actually, he doesn't really finish it off himself. S1 does get the frag in. And this is where CLG needs to step back into the power position and say, okay, this is not your game to take. This is us taking it 2-0. If Tempo Storm are allowed to get this buy round as well, I feel like they could run away with it. CLG needs to step into character right now.
Yeah, Tempo Storm looking really nice. Their teamwork is on point. They counter flash for each other. They're baiting well. They just have to, CLG has to find a way to break in their defense, and with very little utility on CLG's side, they're going to have to make it count with only 2 smokes, 3 flashes, and one of the flashes taken about Nadi's, it gets taken about DZT. And smartly he'll fall back and reposition with only 3 HP, so unlucky for CLG to not get that kill.
That's definitely not the start you want, a small gap in that smoke, and that's
you talked about it. You talked about the little gaps in smokes. They can be detrimental to a team, and then you lose one person and just snowballs in the rest of the round.
And that's the problem. That's kind of like what I call the gambler's problem. If you lose one player, you want to double down and get back. So sometimes you kind of start pushing into angles where you shouldn't be pushing. If you played it normally, you wouldn't be pushing. As we saw FNS trying to get that position, because we all know that lower position towards drop, that's almost always going to win that out. And FNS just pushes in anyways and dies off. This time around though, 2v3 with low HP on DZT and Cutlet definitely could happen. Low HP on the back of the side. Cutlet has to make this happen. Goes for the damage and doesn't get the kill. Ricky, 100 HP, bomb on the back. Could take this B bomb site, but in a 1v3 you always want to get at least that first frag before you start and go think about a bomb plan. And he doesn't even get to that. So shut down Tempo Storm on 11. And CLG, I feel like at this point, not for this round I think, but the next round they should take a timeout and just be 100% on it. Yeah,
I think timeout is very necessary. Use them up while you got them. Ice the kicker. Try to reformulate a game plan to complement your game style. CLG right now is looking pretty cold. Not hitting shots. Timing's off. Communication could be off as well because of all this factors. And you know, you gotta come back into this. As you see, Tempo Storm throwing a bunch of utility early in this B platform, making sure that you can't sneak up on them.
And one player just runs out ahead of the pack. FNS goes down, and the rest of the team slowly following afterwards. Let's see if they can get something done here. DCT to the back of the plateau, just spraying away, tapping away, getting frags left, right, and center. S1 in the back of it. Got the last man standing, will be taken out. Only one rifle lost there for Tempo Storm. They tried to go, I think, for some kind of quick play towards B, but thanks to the utility of the CTs and kind of like the timing, it didn't work out at all in the end. And now CLG, they're in trouble.
Yes, they are. I'm surprised they didn't call a timeout.
Yeah, me too.
I'm pretty sure they have at least 2 more timeouts. And that's actually very uncharacteristic of CLG, because they're one of the teams that usually do take a lot of timeouts and use them all if they can.
Nice shot from Landon. Eventually, refrag. Very nice from Ethan coming in from that refrag. Landon now taken out, and S1 on this side together with Tarzan. Frag for frag. Ethan with another one. He's just trying to make his way up the ramp. Perfect Molotov to force SH dead. If Shears could have come in there with that angle, that would have been perfect to stop this T push, but the Molotov kind of pushes him away from that. And now the question is, CLG, where do they want to go right now? 3v3, generally you always have that advantage if you hit a bomb site, but they're just standing, they're just content with staying on ramp and long and trying to wake their way into the bomb site.
Now 2-on-2 situation, CLG, they do have low HP. It's going to not make some noise for a little bit, maybe let Tempo Storm think they might fall back, but S1 decides to peek the middle, takes out Ricky, and now it's up to Ethan to win this round. And Tempo Storm smartly playing together. You know, don't be risky, bait each other. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. Ethan has done it before, got that ace on Inferno. Has to get a 4K here as well, the last two in 1v2 situation. Let's see if this is actually paying off. This is a huge risk. He's gambling on them coming this position. It's almost like he knows they're coming, but he doesn't know they're going to play that two-man peak, as we talked about. Like that second man coming in.
That was a great game sense by Ethan to turn around at that moment to get the kill, but unfortunately Tempo Storm played that super well, and nice bait and switch, because Ethan did not expect two people to be in that spot. And
that's, as you mentioned, like that's the way you got to play that 2v1. You got to make sure, even if the first man dies, the second man, because you can see he turns around. Either he's expecting a flashbang or he's expecting him to come from another area, and that's when you got to peek. And they make that peek, they make that happen. Now the pause comes in, and it's only their second out of 4. So I'm kind of wondering if they probably should have taken one earlier than this.
I think they should have. I mean, the scoreline is already 13-7. And they've lost every single round so far and this half. CLG trying to figure out what they can do. What do you think that CLG can do to hopefully come back on the T side of Cobble?
Yeah, it's a hard one, to be honest. I kind of feel like something that they haven't done a lot of. I saw 2 rounds so far from them where they kind of do this big smoke setup and then do a quick push towards B. I kind of feel like they can work in your favor sometimes to change the momentum of the game. They are actually going for a quick push, at least towards that B long, to take some map control in the beginning. Question is how they're going to react from now on. They do get the frag on DZT. That's Ricky opening up. Where are the smokes going though? 4 smokes on the backs of the players, and they're lining them up now. At this point, the CTs will know that the B pressure is coming. Do they go back now, or do they go for the full peak?
CLG, though, playing it patiently, and they're going to head towards the drop area. Kusa and Cutler, they're going to make a big play here. If they can get some kills, it's going to really open up the bomb site. But Tempo Storm holding it down. And Cutler pushes through the smoke. And now it's a 2-on-2 situation through all the chaos.
See Landon all alone. Mistakes made from both teams this round will be in favor of CLG, and they will get it. The quick pace actually works out. They kind of waited on the smokes a little bit. I would probably have liked to see them thrown from T-spawn or early on. But I think that actually made the Tempo Storm question themselves, and that allowed the Ts to get into drop zone and do that pinch the movement to get onto the bomb site.
Yeah, it's very nice by CLG, and actually also very nice of Tempo Storm to salvage that, because positionally, CLG had way better positioning, a man advantage. They had Kusa and Cutler flanking them, but they still managed to get 3-4 kills out of the process.
See the money here on Tempo Storm, not too strong as they are picking up pistols, and a shotgun on S1. Always nice to see. Taken out, of course.
Shotgun fail. You would think the shotgun would be really OP.
In that kind of position. But no.
No? If he had a CZ, probably would have got a kill.
That's the problem, right?
Yeah, he doesn't have a CZ. That's the problem.
Well, as we talk about pistols being OP, double frag coming in from the CTs, and now they're taking 2 weapons away from the CLG guys, who are currently situated on that A-bomb side, getting the bomb down very comfortably.
It's a little win for Tempo Storm, you know, getting 2 guns out of it. And if you look at CLG's money, is that they are really poor. So any kill, any gun that you can get is in your favor at this point, Tempo Storm.
So the money that's on that Tempo Storm side right now, it's probably great to at least bring 1 weapon into the next one, so DZT can get a kind of a full setup. And then getting that second one in as well. So of course, it's only a Galil, but still you'll take anything you can get at this point.
colors trying to find information where you at. FNS does take out Landon. So now with only one gun, that's Tempo Storm. Let's see if they call a timeout now.
Still timeouts remaining for both teams. And we're going to see the full buy coming in here for Tempo Storm. Weapon will be thrown over. That's going to be the... Oh, okay. Interestingly enough, S1 is going... What if they were behind? I would call full tilt mode. 2 shotguns in a row. They are not behind, so I'm not sure what to call this. Interesting alternative play.
Yes, very indeed. And it looks like he's going to take this shotgun to the A halls. And I'm pretty sure he hears all these people coming through middle. And this prompts Tempo Storm to rotate immediately. And CLG is already taking up towards the ramp.
Land is in a key position right now. If he can shut down the first one, maybe the first 2, this round is pretty much won. He does shut down Ricky. And that's a bomb. That's a very risky peek to make. They can mollow him out by now, so they can get back on control on that bomb. But meanwhile, SHS has to rotate on towards the bomb side. Doesn't get the double, though. But still, SHZ on the back of this one. She's trying to make it happen. Pop flash out. No! Says Cutler as he's taken out. Not going to happen that time around. Landing on point, like...
Landon is showing that...
He's landing shots.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey. You have to flash him, you have to push him back, because just wide peeking Landon is not working.
Nope.
And it hasn't worked. So I would stop probably doing it.
Very happy that S1 changed it out, the shotgun for the AK.
He's not full tilt just yet, since Tempo Storm is... They are winning the round right now at this moment. It's up to Kusta. He's in a huge spot to where... I mean, if he wins this round, it will be just a dagger in Tempo Storm's back, but it's looking very unfavorable for Kusta. He just gets spotted out early and gets walled here in the foot. He does take out Landon, then S1 cleaning it up. Tempo Storm 14-9.
Looks like we might be able to see a map number 3 in this series. Probably not something a lot of people would have expected unless they were Brazilian to begin with, because Tempo Storm did not look good at all in that first game yesterday. Way better today. It's kind of like a different team, but as I said yesterday, sometimes teams, and you said it as well, they have these kind of first game jitters. We see Brazilian teams, SK especially, also struggle with that first game and then coming back hugely in the rest of the tournament. So always nice to see a team reset themselves and come back into their winning ways.
Yeah, and I mean, I think one of the reasons why Tempo Storm also played so bad is because C9 was just super aggressive every time, showing them no respect, and I don't think Tempo Storm can handle that kind of play style. I think if CLG can recognize that, play looser, play a little more aggressive, in their face, like kind of random, I think Tempo Storm would be playing a lot worse. But if you play the slow default style, it allows Landon to hold angles, to get picks one by one, and if he gets 2 picks around and dies, you know, that's happy. That's what you want as an AWPer.
S1 here, edging his way in, getting that first one. Second one should be coming in by now, and it does. Revenge frag from Kusta, lining up smokes now for the say take. As they are getting ready, Landon ready to take the position of his fallen comrade. Let's see if he can make it happen. If he can make this shot. Knows the position of Kusta. Kusta, though, with the AK-47, gets his second of the round to toss it now on the back of this bomb site. CLG looking to bring it back and take it down to a 4-round lead. Ethan with one onto Shears, and Kusta once again doesn't even need an AWP to make the difference in these kind of rounds. Gets a 3K, very nice play. DZT, no chance that he's going to win this round. He better off saving at this point. And CLG surviving with 4 weapons, including the AWP now picked up by Kusta.
And now Tempo Storm looking like they could be on their back foot. Even though they've won a majority of the rounds this half, they are out of money, and they probably going to have to save this next round. Well, I mean, they will have to save this round, not probably.
Yeah.
And it's kind of good job at CLG. Even though they're losing, they're still keeping it close with the money, all right? And that's the key factor. If CLG wants to win this game, they can't allow Tempo Storm to have lots of money. That enables them to be confident, be a little more aggressive, a little riskier. But now with the small amount of money, Tempo Storm has to play a little safer. They have to kind of, you know, chill a little bit.
Yeah, this round is a different one because they don't have a lot of loss bonus since they only lost like the 1 round Landon's on 1400, so unless they kind of go for some kind of drop play the next round, it might not be worth to save it here because 2 players on 1900, Landon on 1400. Yeah, they're probably going to go for the drop next round, I think.
Yeah, so 2 route, yeah, the old reset really hurts. And now they probably will force buy this round. They have some rounds to work with. Not, I wouldn't say completely force buy, but get some pistols, buy maybe utility or something. But that's it. That's all you got to do.
Keeping around the $1,000 on a couple of the players. Then DZT with 27. As we are heading back into the fray. CLG finally getting something done here, hoping to bring it back and tie this game up because Tempo Storm have been running away with it for the last, let's say, 10 rounds. And now it's up to the magical powers of DZT with that one Catalyst rifle on the CT side.
You know, I'd prefer the rifler to be in an active spot, like a spot like he's in right now where he's just camping on that ledge. You could put a pistol there.
Yeah, you could put a Desert Eagle as he said, then it would be just as effective.
Yeah, and now with the rifle, he's stuck there, and if he gets killed, he can't pass the gun to his teammates or anything like that. They have to really boost up there to get it.
Trying to do the bait plays here to make sure that they aren't checking this. Let's see if CLG still jump check it, even though they know that there's another one at the end of it. Okay, he decides to jump in and go down.
Well, that's not the active move I had in mind, but maybe it works online. Who knows?
He got deactivated that time around. As the Tarzan is the last one standing. 1v4 once again, surviving with a good number, a healthy number of players, bringing that economy into the next round. Very nice for CLG, who has been struggling a bit with the money so far, but now it's looking decent for them. 2 players, around 6 to 7k. The lowest player on 2600, so that's a healthy amount of money on the T side.
Very much so, and Ricky's starting to come alive a little bit more. Did you notice that Ricky has 22 deaths, while everyone else is, you know, hovering around 19, 17, whatever? Kind of makes you think that he's been dying a lot more than everyone else.
Yeah.
You kind of think, what are you doing that you're dying more so than everyone else?
That's a good question. Someone potentially could do a demo review and kind of go through everything, single one, and see what kind of mistakes are being made, and I'm definitely sure they're going to do that on CLG. As we do see this push, that should not have worked out. No way that S1 gets a double there. Big blunder from CLG.
And this White Cutler's bald. He's ripping the hair out of his head right now.
All right, back to the game. Shiz here trying to play close range. Peeks out, doesn't get it. Secondary man could peek in right now, and that's S1 getting that triple of the round. It's still a 3v2, definitely weapons advantages for CLG, but already now this is a good round for Tempo Storm.
Yeah, very much so. Getting the 2 CZ kills early, having the man advantage, even though you don't have any rifles just yet. You're just sitting on pistols. CLG still has to make a bomb site and plant the bomb. So Tempo Storm can kind of sit back a little bit, try to whittle away, don't do anything too crazy. The ideal situation, other than getting kills, which is happening right now, and then the pistols, just too much for CLG, and
yeah,
it's not looking good.
The push there with the CZ 75 should have never happened. Like, there's just no way that's not going to shut down when he pushes through that smoke position. The close range 5-7, that's what it is. Sometimes you do see that play coming in. That's just what it is, like not holding broken wall essentially, getting shut down. But then again, like, how tilted do you have like on CLG right now? They're having this timeout. Hopefully, no one's talking like third. They're just focusing on how do we get these 4-round wins? How do we take it to OT? I know I would be tilted if I was in that position right now.
Yeah, I would be tilted too, because it's in this whole series. This has been the story of CLG. They're losing rounds.
Yeah, they shouldn't lose.
They should be winning. Like, yes, you lose an eco here and there. You might do something dumb. But a couple 2-on-4s, a couple pistol force buys, there's a underlying mentality thing that's blocking CLG from overcoming this. Yeah, I think they just need to maybe do some push-ups or something. Maybe do some jumping jacks. Get their minds loose. Just get focused.
Get the blood running.
Get the blood running.
As we do see some utility blocking off the initial push. from CLG. The question is now, are they going to push as this goes away? Setting up a couple of smokes now. DZT in an interesting position. Shears on the back of the bomb site could also be very impactful here. DZT now spotted out Ethan, but look at Shears' position. If they push in towards him, he's actually playing rather active angle around the smoke. Does get the double, knows there's the third one up there. Will be taken out eventually, 3v3. Cutler, great timing peek from him.
Nice recovery by CLG. It looked like ASTRO is going to win them the round. And that was a 1-on-3 situation. S1, though, coming from the drop area. If he gets one kill, this could be pretty doable.
He gets peeked.
But Ethan, too fast, too smart.
Too furious.
And his hair's great. What can you do?
He's just a handsome human being.
He is. The young Ethan.
Also good at CS.
Good at CS. Very great at CS. Very good.
All right, so now the question is, CLG, are they going to be able to take this back and bring us into OT? Tempo Storm, buying a couple of pistols here. 6 flashbangs, actually, so the P250s. This makes me think, are they going to go for something really, really alternatively here?
Yeah, I mean, they do have 5 people towards B, so...
Yeah, let's see. Long-range Molotov from Ethan. And he's just not aware of this. Will be taken out by DZT. Thought he had time to put down a Molotov, but when there's a P250 pushing you towards your face, then there's no time to put down that Molotov.
If you're for CF, if you're a T and you get flashed like that, you have to expect a push in that situation, and maybe be ready for a push. And this is happening. Tempo Storm is falling back into A. Now they're
stacked on A.
4 or 5 people towards A right now.
See how this works out. Nades coming in. Kusta opening up the bomb site, trying to get in for that second one. Sees another one. He's just flicking back and forth, trying to do the damage. Kusta and Finesse in unison. But it's still working out decently for the CTs. 2v2, considering this was a P256 flashbangs round. This is a perfect setup for them. They even have a chance here, as DZT still has the AK-47 in hand. And some body armor. Oh, wow, that's a beautiful shot. FNS. All alone. If Tempo Storm win this, they do bring us onto map 3. Let's see if they can do it off Finesse. If he can clutch it, knows the positions, gets peeked out and takes the first one. On the brink of it now. Finesse, can you make this happen? Sees the CT. AK in hand for DZT. Shall he make the 4K and win this map? He doesn't! It's gonna be Finesse. He's gonna take it. And it's gonna be round number 13.
Nice composure. Nice composure by FNS. Taking his time, making sure he hits that head. And that could have been it. And you hate to see it, but they almost got pistol armored again. And now CLG will take his final time out. Which, I mean, I think it's a good one. As you see Tempo Storm, though, they're deciding what kind of guns they should get if they want to buy. I know we see some, but... Yeah,
they're probably going around to the 2K mark and maybe some extra money. Maybe DZT saving for an AWP for Landon.
Yeah, they definitely have the money to do that, and so I think that's what they're going to do. Just hover around there. So if they do lose this round, they still have one more chance to have a gun round.
But with what we've seen from them so far, like, this is not an impossible round to win for them.
Well, what we've seen, I feel like Tempo Storm is better with pistols against CLG than they are with rifles. And
you see set 75 all round, all day.
Yeah, HSC is having a monster game right now, and it seems like every time he's in action, he always gets 2 kills, and so he's doing it very nicely right now. CLG don't really have an answer to him.
Lining up smokes right now and getting ready to take control over long A. Just in general, that A bomb site, and I think that the play right now is to make a lot of noise mid and then rotate on towards the B bomb site. CLG.
They're using a lot of their smokes here already. They used all their smokes.
Okay, they're just going for it.
Let's go in for it.
Close range to the middle. That's going to be Shears 1-for-1 trade with the C-75. That's decent. That's what you expect from him in that corner. Landon trying to go for an aggressive peek, but he's just a bit afraid. Here he goes. Does the tag. That's good news because he has 2 C-75s that can definitely use that damage already. And now they're just actually peeking aggressively towards mid, and he's making room for his teammate who's in that bait corner, but doesn't even need the help.
What a shot by Landon on Kusta.
Nice refrag from Ethan. But the problem is right now it's 2v3 and Ethan is on 33 HP. Kotler needs to be the guy to open up this kind of bomb take. And he gets, well, taken out to 9 HP. Does get the frag though, but the HP is so low for these two T players. Landon with the scout doesn't really need a second hit. He can hit both of them on the first one and get the kill. Let's see if he can make it happen on 14 HP himself. Here's the footsteps, does take down the bomb, and this could be the round for Tempo Storm. Kotler, 9 HP, has to clutch this on his own, but the scout is too strong. Tempo Storm will take map 2 in this series, 16-13, and we will go on to map 3 where it all will be decided.
So many equal rounds won by Tempo Storm. Makes you think what's going through CLG's head right now.
Yeah, like so many rounds. We saw it on Inferno as well. Luckily, they won out Inferno, but so many rounds where we felt like, and they probably felt like themselves, this is a round we should have in the bag, no problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
It doesn't end up going that way.
I guess when they, in between maps, you're going to have to kind of figure out what they need to do to eliminate a lot of these rounds, and maybe part of it is on their ecos. They're maybe too spread out, maybe a little too slow. They're always going one by one against pistols, and so it enables the pistols to get multiple kills because they're not peeking at once. The time's a little off, and so it's very, very difficult.
And for now, we're going to take a short break. Then we're going to be back with the decider, map 3 between Tempo Storm and CLG. Don't go anywhere.